Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Millicent.Mlangeni. If you're new to this channel, whether you subscribed or not, thank you so much for joining me today. Guys, without wasting any of your time, today's message is your imperfections are a part of you. Your imperfections are a part of you. A lot of us have the habit of dwelling too much on our imperfections, which then leads us to critiquing ourselves way too much. But in actual fact, we are who we are because of those imperfections. And the comforting part is that God wants to use us with all of those imperfections. That's the comforting part, that God wants to use us with all of those imperfections. So quickly, I want us to go to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 4 until 8. The word of the Lord came to me saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Ah, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am only a child. But the Lord said to me, Do not say, I am only a child. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. One thing I notice here as God is speaking to Jeremiah is that Jeremiah was quite insecure about himself. But God did not say to Jeremiah, Come here, stand in front of me, or speak, or say something. I want to hear how good you are. Instead, he started telling Jeremiah what his plan was for him, what he wanted to use him for. And looking at Jeremiah, he obviously did not think he was good enough. He did not think he could articulate himself very well. And above all, he thought he was too young. Or maybe also he thought he was, or rather he thought, how could God call me of all people? People are definitely going to laugh at me, who will even listen to me, or who will give me the time or chance, to hear what I have to say. So when I look at this, I see that a lot of us tend to operate like Jeremiah, and this is because of our imperfections. We then write ourselves off, we shut a door on ourselves and just decide that there's no place for me out there, when all of that is actually not even the truth. And this is because a lot of us don't quite understand the light that we carry or the value that we carry. When we go back to Genesis, in Genesis, God said, Let us make men in our image, according to our likeness. That on its own tells you how much of value you and me are. We are not something that was just thrown together quickly. We are not an afterthought. We come from the Most High God, and that should tell you how much valuable we actually are. No matter what our imperfections are, let us embrace them. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but embrace your imperfections. And once you've done that, go to God with them. Go to God with them, because He's the only one who can be able to help you with that. And God is not looking for perfection. He is not looking for prim and proper. We, as human beings, do that to each other. Oh, I don't want her. Oh, I don't like her. She doesn't have this. She doesn't have that. But God doesn't care about all of that. He wants the heart. He wants the heart. I know also that whatever we might have gone through in our lives, we might actually make us feel like we are not worthy of anything. But we actually are, and again, a lot of things that we go through in our lives have a way of affecting us, whether it's in a childhood or our family background, whatever it may be. But God still wants to use us. He has room for us. He sees us as good enough. We are not, or rather, He sees that we are worth His time, and all the blessings you can think of, He thinks that we deserve them. All the blessings that you can ever think of, He thinks that we deserve them. So basically, in closing, I just want to say, don't dwell too much on your imperfections. The world critiques us way too much already. So try to be kind to yourself. Try and treat yourself with compassion. The same kindness that you're expecting from people. Start by giving it to yourself first, before you can expect another person to come and be kind to you, So yeah, that's basically it. That our imperfections are a part of us. Let's embrace them. And once we've done that, let us go to God with them, or even if you are struggling to embrace them, go to God with them, And He's the one that's going to be able to help you with that. So thank you so much for listening. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, goodbye and be blessed.